I am Jacinta Obiado. I am in the Gambia, but I'm a Nigerian. I am the president of our chapter, Big Ocean Women chapter in the Gambia. So I will start by sharing my screen. I have prepared some slides for the project we had during Christmas. And we know that Christmas is the time of the year where we extend warmness and kindness to everyone in celebrating the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. We were given some amount to support our Christmas so support these Christmas activities. So we are in the Gambia. Gambia, like we all know, is a very small country and with not too many communities. So, but where we are is the civilized part of the Gambia. So this time we decided to extend our love and our warmness to some of the deprived areas. So it's called Kejeta. So how we came about this location was one of my BOW member, a woman, she's a lady pastor. So her husband has a small church in that location. Though it's far from the west because you have to cross the sea by ferry to get to that location. So we know that Gambia is a country that is dominated by the Muslims. We don't have many Christians. It's only about 3.5%. So each place you have the Christian, we try to encourage them and motivate them. So that's how we came about going to Kejeta. So, and it was really worth it. So we took a date for the 21st of December, and then we planned with the Big Ocean team here on ground. And then everybody was not able to make it because it was Christmas period. They were so busy, but we managed to put our resources together. The money that our parent NGO provided was not enough. So our members, the BOW members here, we contributed some token. We reached out for funds from friends, families, and well-wishers. They supported us. So we're able to raise the fund that we need for this activity. So the picture that will show you what and what we have done. So for me, my inspiration for this work, for this charity work, comes from my background. I am a Nigerian. I was born in Nigeria. I grew up there. So growing up was not so easy. As a lady, I was born into a family of 7. And then my parents were not that educated. And at some point, my father he's late now, was the kind of man who don't believe in empowering women. So my mother wasn't doing anything. So at some point in our life, my father lost everything and we suffered. So, but for me, I didn't give up because of that experience, because I had always wanted to be more than what my mother was. I needed to see life. I wanted to be right from when I was small, to be a voice that can speak to every woman, to tell them that they can be what they want to be. They can live up to their vision. They can fulfill their destiny. They can live up to their dreams. So I persevered. So through all my education, I had to work for it. I worked, I sold things to raise money, to pay my school fees, to support myself, to support my younger ones. It was not so easy. So while in the university, it was one of the most difficult moments for me because then when others are settling down to study, I have to look for money to, pay my everything. So I was very busy. So finally I made it, and I made my parents some promises that, look, even though you don't have money to support me, that education is one of the key. And for me to really become what I want to be, I need that foundation. So I told them I will not go into prostitution and I will not steal, but rather I will work hard and then persevere to get to the top. So that helped me. So at the end of my studies, with the help of God, I was able to secure a job and I started working. And then one of the prayers I've always prayed is that, yes, I want to marry, but not so early. And I want a husband who will support my vision, support my dream, because I've always wanted to have a foundation where I can speak to many women to help them out with their difficulties, to support them through the trials. Because I encountered a lot of girls, a lot of friends who were also in a similar situation like me, but could not help themselves. They gave up, they went into all sorts of things. So as that may be, God helped me. I got married to a very good man who also supported my vision. So I started, and then from Nigeria, I got married. My husband was in the Gambia. I had to relocate from Nigeria to the Gambia, and that was in 2013. And as I got into the Gambia, I got a job and then started working. But I joined Big Ocean Women in 2023 when I traveled to the UK for a short course. I met Gloria, Mrs. Gloria Ozenasi. So she talked to me. I stayed in her residence. It stirred up my interest again because it has always been what I wanted for my life. So I now see that it aligns with my vision. My long-term goal is to retire when I've finished with active service as maybe have my own foundation, have an NGO, or operate under any standing and strong NGO to support others. So I told her, yes, I am interested. We can open a chapter in the Gambia and we can touch lives because many women here are deprived. Gambia is a community that is dominated by Muslim, and the religion and their culture affects them so much. The women are seriously deprived. They are suffering, they are worn out. Some of them don't have a say. So they need that voice. They need that support. They need that encouragement to tell them that they can really be more than what they are, limited to. So we started and we have done some couple of activities. So we went to Kejeta because Kejeta is one of the most primitive area. It was not easy. That was my first time of getting to that part of the Gambia. So during our travel, we, the Big Ocean women, the people who were available, we went with our children because it was a Saturday. There was nobody to leave the kids for. They were not in school. So it was also a good experience for them because we have to go by the sea. We use the ferry to cross. So the recap of our outreach is, I put it in these bullet points. We travel to this community to have, these are the activities we have planned. They are listed. To conduct educational workshop, and our focus is on menstrual health, hygiene, nutrition. Then we have children's corner where we have organized Christmas party with music, learning activities, fun activities, just to, inside their education to inspire them more in terms of their educational capabilities. So as we were going, we went along with food items. We have our clothing items, all the items we are not using in our houses. We packed everything, bed sheets, curtains, clothes, household wares, utensils, everything we could carry. We had like a truck full load of items we went with to donate. So, so these are some of this in this picture, it highlights some of the things that we have done. So this one, sorry. So this was the ferry that we used. These are some of the members. We took some pictures on the ferry. So this was when we arrived Kejeta. As you can see, this place I am pointing now is the background of our whole. So the church, the lady pastor who is our member, the husband has a small church and it's also my church. We have a main church here. So there's an extension of that church in Kejeta. So we use them as the venue for our event. So this is how it was. It was very remote. It was bushy. It was only the church that is like a civilized building. Those skeletons. So look at the church behind. This is the compound, and these are some of the members. So that was removed. All these are members. Then with our children on the background. So we got there. We now saw that the community were so warm. they were ready for us. So the women that we invited, they came alongside with their husbands, their brothers, their uncles, their children. It was like a whole family event. So, but the good thing that happened was that we didn't leave anybody out. We made plan to accommodate everybody. And during our planning, we thought ahead of at the boss that, oh, we are talking about women, but we will not forget that these women has families, maybe they have children, they have visitors. So we accounted for them. So the gifts that we bought like accounting for others that are not even women. So we had so much that could go around to everybody. So when we got there, we tried to decorate the place for Christmas because it was the occasion. There was leaving no place to event. So we used the trees. If you look at this, there's a balloon here. There was a big tree behind. So we tied it to the Christmas, the flowers and all that. We hang it on the tree. Everybody, they were all dancing. We had this speaker. We brought a record. So we played loud music. They were all happy because they have never had such opportunity. In fact, they were so warm and they almost wept. The community leader, the women, they were so amazed. They didn't know that people could give such love to them. So this place, we now had to reprogram because what we had planned to do was to go straight. But because so many people came, different categories, we had to like plan it to make sure that everybody goes home with something tangible and worthwhile. So this is the place. I now gathered the myself, the women, the young men, and the men to provide some counseling section. So here for the ladies, I discussed their health, their menstrual hygiene, the living condition, how they will support their husband, how they will manage the little resources they have, because most of them are not doing anything. They depend on the church to provide them with food, to support them with material things and all that. So I encourage them on how to set up and also make something useful out of their life. So for the young men also, I provided counseling on their personal cleanliness, how they will take care of their body, how they can support their big sisters, how they can support their wives. They were happy. They received it with joy. So this area, we have this section. It was a general section where we talked about their community, the challenges they're facing, how they can approach it, positively, how they can also look to live beyond the condition they have found themselves. So there were so many suggestions. Some opened up on the difficulties they're facing, their inspirations, their dreams. So we encouraged them and told them that everything they ever desire, if they are willing, and with the help of God, that it will come to a reality. I also use myself as an example to talk to them that if you allow yourself to remain at the situation where you found it, then you will never make it. So God is always willing and ready when you are ready to launch into the deep. So they embraced it with so much joy. So we had our party, we danced, they ate, we had snacks, food, refreshments. So this section is all the children that came. They were all giving gifts, which ranges from book, writing materials. We bought t-shirts, we bought, Christmas, you give a lot of gifts. So we made them happy and they really appreciated it. So during the time also, there were so many children, they can't speak English, they can't read, they cannot write. So we went with also academic materials where you have like the numbers, the colors, the alphabet, how they can identify it. They win prizes. The best person to perform, to do the best performance will go home with an extra prizes. So this lady here is my vice. She's also very active. She's Messi. She speaks the local language because here they don't understand English. So even me that was teaching in English, somebody has to interpret for me. This young man was interpreting for me. She speaks one of the local languages. So she was able to communicate with these kids. These are under 5. So we categorize the children. We have 1 to 5, then we have 5 to 10, we have 10, 11 to 18 years. So these are the 1 to 5. So she had a section with them and they were all excited. So these ones here, these are the from 6 to 10 years. They also had their section. Somebody took them through, they wrote, they had some competition, and they also went home with prizes. So we had a general, interaction with them. So everybody had their opinion, their views until they ask questions about Big Ocean women, who we are, where have we been all this while. So they didn't even want us to go. They didn't know that such organization exists. So like on this left, these are some of the items that we went with. So we accounted for everybody. We went with our water. With this bag here, we have it like three because we've got so lots of stuff to donate. It was amazing. It was heartwarming for us. It was really rewarding. It was such a good experience. So this man here, this is the head of the community. And then this is the lady who is the head of the women. So both of them were present. They supported us so much because when we got there, they didn't have chair in the church. So these women, this woman and this man, they were the ones who went to organize all the seats that we used and the small, small tables that the children used to write. So they were so excited. It was a wonderful time. We were fulfilled. We were happy that at least we were able to touch life. And then something came to us. I mean, we are in the west of the Gambia, where there is civilization. These people here, there is even no proper electricity, no proper water to drink. There is no school. The women, they eat from hand to mouth. I mean, life is so difficult here. So they now held on to us and asked us to even come back if we can be coming monthly to check on them to see how they are doing. But we told them that it doesn't work that way, that what we do, what we stand for, is to help them identify their potentials, train them on skills that can be sustainable, and then they can develop themselves. So we encourage them to identify what they think they can do. And then we will help them. We can even invite them to the city where we are, get them trained, buy the materials for them, go back, set it up. So we told them we cannot give you money, but rather we can equip you and then you can help yourself and also train others. So they were willing and very receptive about it. So we spent the whole of the day. We went in the morning because from Gambia to the place is like 2 to 3 hours boat drive and on the sea. So we went the same day and we came back later in the evening. So the conclusion is that the project was a heartwarming success story. It was really rewarding. And this shows the power of our compassion and commitment to making it count for others. And then we are very happy and grateful to you, our parents NGO. You have been standing by us. You supported us because without your support and your encouragement and your training, maybe we wouldn't have been able to see how much we can do to touch other people's life. So we are also grateful to everybody who collaborated with us. We had a lot of supporters, we have friends, have families, our husbands, they were there for us. They even donated tokens, just to support our vision. So we are grateful to them. So overall, the section was so well done. The community was so receptive. They were not hostile. But one thing we identified was that this community, the majority there were Christians. So in Gambia, where you have Christian community, they are usually very small, but most times you see them that they live happily in harmony. So they were very receptive and they were happy to even have us come back to them. So this outreach gave us opportunity to also see the other part of the Gambia, to see what they are facing, see what they are lacking. They are really deprived. They need a lot of support. So we going forward, we are hoping to sometime in the future go back there. There were 3 women we identified. They were really keen. They are hardworking. They have little children. They can manage small scale business. They are interested in getting trained in skills like maybe fries. There's something they normally do in Gambia. It's called small fries. So these women can be trained on that. It will not cost so much. We'll set them up and see them get going, at least so that their children can go to school and they can also bring their little support to run their homes. So it's something that we want to consider. So at the end of when we left, the community leader, out of their excitement, they had to send us this message of gratitude. They were so happy they couldn't even contain their moments, and they just are saying thank you to Big Ocean Women for showing them so much love. So they appreciated every moment, every time that we spent with them. And they're so grateful. And they say big thank you to you all, to all of us. So this is the name of the community leader, Mr. Vincent Mendy and Mrs. Kamara. So they sent this letter to us when we as we have gone back to the Gambia. So the host was our pastor, one of the pastors is Pastor David. He is the one managing the church that we use as the venue. He was also grateful because he said he's been constrained, he's been struggling, he has put in so much because for you to make people come to church, you have to go the extra miles in the Gambia. Sometimes, like for my church, you have to go as far as paying the transport to mobilize them. Sometimes you have to buy clothes. Sometimes you have to even give them lunch, just to encourage them to come to the presence of God and then to be fed by His word. So he was grateful that we brought the Christmas event to the village and using his church as our venue. So it made an impact and it encouraged church attendance also. So so then going forward, um, we have also made plans for what we want to do if for this first half of 2025. So for Big Ocean Women in the Gambia, we have people, we are committed to the vision. We are interested. I will say that we have women of like passion amongst us. So everybody wants to make an impact. Everybody really wants to touch life because we all have our different gifts according to the book of Ephesians chapter 4, where we are told that God has given each and every one of us our special gift. We are all unique in our own ways. Some were given apostles, some were given teaching. So together we have identified our strengths as members of Big Ocean Women, and then we have seen that we are all working together for one purpose. What is that purpose? Is to make sure that we touch life, and we also to make sure that we show love and affection to another, to encourage another woman to become the better part of themselves. So everybody is committed to this vision. And then what we do as Big Ocean Women in the Gambia, we always contribute a token every month, at least to have a little money in our coffers. So this little money that we have is what we use to take care of emergencies. Maybe somebody will call, oh, I have not eaten, I am stressed, I'm struggling. So out of this token we contribute, we give to them. So for this first half, we have highlighted three major activities we want to undertake with the help of God and with your support. So we believe that it is possible. So for the upcoming Valentine's Day, which is next week Friday, so we intend to visit the prison, the national prison, the female ward. So because we know that life is not easy now. It's so difficult. These prisoners, so many of them are in prison not because they have committed a crime. So many of them are deprived, and the living condition of ladies in the prison is so terrible. So they need our support. We want to extend our love. We want to show love differently this time. So we want to visit them, encourage them, and then make some donations to them. And this donation will include like toiletries. You don't give them food. We provide maybe water, toiletries, and some of the basic needs that will support them in that prison. So the second one that we are planning is to have our retreats by Easter period. We are trying to build and then make our group here stronger. So we intend to have a retreat during the Easter where we're going to have speakers. We invite speakers, guest speakers on different topics. will come out. It's going to be a whole day event from morning till the evening. So we are still working on that. We haven't chosen a venue and we have not made our budget. But for our visit to the prison, we have already made budget and we are working towards that. So we'll also get across to you later. So then finally, hoping that before the end of the first half, we have identified 3 women that we want to train. We want to train them on skills, some skills like hairdressing, set them up. Pastries like baking, making of small fries is very common here. It's something that people do and they can make a living out of it. They can have it as a stand in the school, in the church, in events. So we train them, buy the equipment for them, and then set them up. And also we have planned to also set up a small scale business for one person whom we have identified that is serious but is struggling seriously. So we believe that with this, we'll be able to make an impact in their life and then hoping to do more in the future. So thank you.